Hello, my name is Dan Goodley. I'm Professor of Disability Studies and Education and Director of iHuman at the University of Sheffield. I'm also delighted to be the Principal Investigator for Disability Matters, a 6-year programme of disability health and science research funded by the Wellcome Trust. Now, disability for us is the driving subject of change. And for this film, I want to say a few things about how we are building a new generation of disabled and also disability positive health researchers and professional services colleagues. Disability Matters is committed to supporting the career development of disabled and disability positive researchers around the world. We're also passionate about building a positive and inclusive research culture. And we know that our professional services colleagues are absolutely central to this work. So we also want to support their career development too. Our aspirations are clear. Disability Matters seeks to interrogate and embody equality, diversity and inclusion in health, research and science. And we're committed to the creation of anti-ableist research cultures wherein disabled and non-disabled researchers and research professionals can thrive and indeed flourish. So let me explain a number of our initiatives. First, our Global Leaders in Disability and Health Research Mentoring Programme is going to work with 10 disabled researchers from across the world. We will draw on our transformative knowledge to support 5 grant applications led by researchers working in collaboration with disabled people. And our iHuman Welcome Hub will offer support from conception through submission to shortlisted interview, if people are so lucky, with a specific focus on applications to the Wellcome Trust Discovery Award schemes. And we hope some of our researchers will engage with this support. Meanwhile, a scholarship session for social sciences, Writing About Writing, brings together academics from early through mid to senior career positions to dispel some of the myths around writing. Second, our work on building critical disability studies literacy within our institutions. Now, our pan-national team brings with it a variety of disciplinary backgrounds and multiple theoretical, methodological, analytical, political, and policy positions. How researchers approach disability studies inquiry will reflect their own intellectual origins and trajectories, as well as their scholarly aspirations. In Canada, the Doing Disability Differently Collective in Oise University, Toronto, deploys an approach of interpretive scholarship, reading and writing that brings together graduate students from a host of disciplines in order to sit with the potential of disability to reimagine the kinds of questions we might ask of social institutions. Critical Disability Studies here at the University of Sheffield has been working over the last 2 years to produce a manifesto for critical disability studies and also letters to disability studies, because the community enjoys an international and also national kind of profile and spans various disciplines from education, psychology, sociology, history, geography, childhood and youth, health, social policy, arts, humanities, and cultural studies. Our scholars work closely interrogating what we see as the dual processes of ableism and disablism. In Australia, the Disability Innovation Institute, University of New South Wales, Sydney, promotes inclusive researchers co-production, a process of collaboration and collective decision-making that changes the relations of research, traditionally separating users and producers. The Disability Innovation Institute has recently launched their Doing Research Inclusively, guidance on ethical issues in co-production, working in collaboration with people with disabilities in the university context in Australia. Over in Singapore, the Psychology in Child and Human Development Academic Group, National Institute of Education, pulls together researchers from the fields of disability studies and special needs education, with colleagues contributing towards the first edited collection of disability studies essays in the country, Not Without Us: Perspectives on Disability and Inclusion in Singapore. What is clear is that critical disability studies research is dynamic and responsive to specific local and global locations. Our third initiative is Disability Dialogues. This venture showcases the emerging scholarship of disability researchers from around the globe. And what we do is we invite short, provocative pieces from emerging scholars, because we know some of the most exciting work comes from early career scholars, and we want to celebrate this work. We're always open to contributions, and please check out the Disability Dialogues page on the iHuman website. A link is in the accompanying script to this film. Fourth, we've got our researcher networks. We know that peer support is key to research and development. And so we're going to be organising an international exchange programme to facilitate collaboration across universities. And our own team of researchers meet together as a Disability Matters research group to share their emerging work from their phases and to collaborate through writing and discussion. Our fifth initiative relates to what we call seasonal institutes. We know that finding disability studies communities can be challenging for researchers at all stages of their careers. And so our seasonal institutes centre early career searchers and bring them together with other colleagues from across a host of disciplines to engage with different questions of theory, ethics, methodology, analysis, and writing. Examples thus far include a Winston Institute in Copenhagen, Denmark in 2024, a Spring Institute in Toronto in May 25 called Disability Matters Ways of Perceiving, and we just held another in March 2026, Disability Matters and Anti-Ableism, which was in Singapore. 6, we are designing and delivering a number of online and in-person courses. We're committed to the creation of these online courses and in developing them in parallel with our seasonal institutes. Introducing Critical Disability Studies, Indian Context, Global Perspectives is being led by researchers Ankita Mishra, Christina Lee, and visiting scholar Sandeep Singh. This 8-week course is being offered in 26 as part of a collaboration initiative between the universities of Delhi and Sheffield. The course will introduce students to critical perspectives on disability that move beyond medicalised and deficit frameworks, fostering, we hope, a deeper understanding of disability as a lived experience, a site of knowledge, and a political and cultural category. By bringing together national and international scholars, activists and practitioners, the course situates Indian disability context within global debates, while also foregrounding local histories, movements, and lived realities. To complement the online course, students are also being invited to join a monthly peer-led online reading group for extended discussions on disability inspired by the lectures and reading recommendations. And the reading group will be open to students not enrolled on the online course, as well as attendees outside of that course. We hope that this will offer a space for mutual learning and allow students to access networks with scholars of diverse disciplines. Colleagues in the University of Toronto are also working on a new course, Disability Matters, aimed at social science and medicine students that will bring disability studies to a host of disciplines and indeed practitioner groups. 7th, all our universities on the Disability Matters programme have signed up to a mandate for researcher and professional services development and equality, diversity, inclusion. And this commits us to inclusive job recruitment, career mentoring, leadership opportunities, inclusive approaches to participant recruitment, enhancing the involvement of disabled people's organisations in our research, whilst also promoting literacy in relation to research integrity, such things as open access and open data management. We're working with all of our Disability Matters research associates and programme manager on bespoke programmes of career development activities that have equality, diversity and inclusion as their central concern. Now, we recognise the responsibilities of senior university colleagues and those who lead research projects to not only commit to initiatives such as the Research and Development Concordat, but to work proactively with career aspirations of disabled researchers and professional services colleagues. So in terms of the latter, our project coordinator, Ria Halsey, has written and presented a number of pieces in and outside of the University of Sheffield that reflect on the centrality of professional services colleagues to the building of what we hope are inclusive research cultures. You can find out more by visiting our website, which will be in the script associated with this film. Thank you for listening.